The Data Sharing Code of Practice is a document that was laid before UK Parliament in 2021, the updated version, and it's a comprehensive guide to the challenges and the risks involved in sharing personal data between organisations, which is something, as we know, is essential for good public service delivery. When processing personal data, it's really important that organisations comply with the laws that the ICO regulates, including Data Protection Act 2018 and the UK GDPR, amongst others. Sharing personal data is an important processing activity when delivering public services. It's important that organisations get it right, and certainly we've heard over the years that data protection and data sharing can be a barrier to effective public service delivery. We don't agree with that statement. We believe that data sharing is always possible where there's a legitimate need to do so, and it's in the best interests of the people it's there to serve. What the Data Sharing Code of Practice will do is equip organisations to be able to understand those challenges that they'll face when sharing data, and to be able to put measures into place to ensure that data is shared securely, safely, fairly, and transparently. So we're very fortunate in Wales. We don't just have the ICO's Code of Practice on data sharing, which is the overarching guide to data sharing, but we also have a framework called the WASPI framework, the Wales Accord on the Sharing of Personal Information, which is a framework that helps and complements and supports our own Code of Practice. By following the guidance that's in the framework and using the templates that the framework supplies, organisations can provide assurance that any data sharing they're doing is in accordance with the legislation that we regulate, and is also being done fairly and securely. So, for example, if the WASPI framework is used, then it will ensure that organisations are thinking carefully about the lawful basis behind their sharing, for example, and also it will help with other principles of information rights law and data protection, such as accountability, where organisations must be able to demonstrate that they are complying with the law. It has a raft of templates and existing sharing protocols that organisations can use, and it will make them think of some of the more challenging aspects of data protection law, like the correct lawful basis to use when sharing personal data. And I really like this question because it talks about designing public services. That's where we like to see data protection risks identified through tools such as data protection impact assessments, and then mitigated. By doing that, organisations can help ensure that their processing and their sharing of data is necessary, proportionate, and in the best interest of the individuals it's there to serve. That's key to complying with data protection legislation.